It started with a text message. Just a simple ping on my phone at 2:08 a.m. Unknown number. No name, no thread history. The message read, "Hey, are you awake?" I assumed it was a wrong number. Didn't reply. 30 seconds later, another one. "I see you're online." I checked. They were right. My read receipts were on. That creeped me out a little. So I replied, "Sorry, who is this?" No answer. Then another message. "I like your pajamas." I froze. I was wearing a white t-shirt and plaid pants. I hadn't posted a picture, hadn't video called anyone. I got up and turned off the light, pulled the blinds shut. A few minutes passed, nothing. Then another ping. "You don't have to hide. I already saw you." The next morning, I blocked the number, told myself it was just a prank. Maybe someone from work messing with me. But something about it felt too personal. That afternoon, I got another message from a different number. No contact name, no profile pic. This one said, "You shouldn't have done that." I didn't reply. Then another. Blocking me doesn't stop me. That night, I slept with the light on. A few days passed. No messages. I relaxed, let my guard down. Until Thursday. That's when I saw it. In the photo app on my phone. A new picture. It wasn't one I had taken. It was a shot of me sleeping, taken from the foot of my bed. Time-stamped 2:11 a.m. I live alone. I checked every door, every window. Nothing broken, nothing stolen. Just that photo. I went to the police. They asked if I had enemies, stalkers, angry exes. I said no. I showed them the photo. They took my phone, examined the metadata. They said the file wasn't sent or downloaded. It was taken directly from my device. But that made no sense. I hadn't taken it. That weekend, I stayed at my sister's place, slept on the couch, kept my phone off. At 2:12 a.m., her landline rang. She doesn't give that number out. She answered, "No one on the line." Then her phone buzzed. She looked at me, confused. "Why are you texting me?" I hadn't touched my phone. She showed me the screen. "From my number. Can't sleep. Can I come to your room?" I checked my phone, still powered off. We called my carrier. Asked about spoofing, account hacking, SIM cloning. They said everything looked normal. No outgoing messages. No unknown logins. They told me to change my number. So I did. New number, new SIM, even a new phone. For a week, things were quiet. Until last night, 2:10 a.m. Ping. Message from unknown. "You changed your number." I didn't reply. Ping. "But you can't change your face." Attached was a photo. Recent. Taken that evening. Me standing at the train platform, looking at my phone. No one else around. I don't even remember anyone holding a camera. I called my friend Marcus, told him everything. He said I needed sleep, maybe therapy. I told him to stay on the line with me that night. He agreed. We talked until 2:15 a.m. Then he stopped responding. I thought he fell asleep. Then my phone buzzed. New message, unknown number. Marcus is sleeping now. Attached was a voice memo. It was Marcus, mumbling something. On loop. He's here, he's here, he's here, he's. I hung up. This morning, Marcus's number doesn't work. His apartment's locked. No answer at the door. His voicemail is full. And now, there's a new photo in my gallery. A selfie, except I didn't take it. And I'm not holding the phone. I'm standing in the hallway outside Marcus's door, smiling, looking straight at the camera. I don't know what this is. A virus, a person, something else. But I know one thing. If you ever get a text that says, "Hey, are you awake?" don't reply. It arrived on a Monday. No return address. No sender information. Just a plain brown package sitting at the foot of my apartment door. I didn't order anything. Not recently. But it had my full name, spelled perfectly, and my exact apartment number. I brought it inside and turned it over. No labels, no company branding, just my name, written in black marker, not printed, handwritten. That should have been the first red flag, but I opened it anyway. Inside was nothing, just a single sheet of paper, typed in a plain serif font. Do not speak your name aloud in this room for the next 24 hours. That's all it said. No signature, no explanation. I laughed, tossed the box aside, thought it was some kind of art project or viral marketing thing. And then I said, out loud to myself, "Okay, sure, no problem. My name is..." And the lights flickered. All of them, even the lamp that wasn't plugged in. I froze. My apartment is small, 1 bedroom, only one entrance. I was alone. I walked around, checked the windows, looked under the bed. Nothing, just that box in the middle of the floor. I figured it was just coincidence. Or maybe some smart home glitch. But just to be safe, I kept quiet the rest of the night. No full name, not even to myself. At 3:14 a.m., my phone lit up. Unknown number. No message, just a FaceTime call. I didn't answer. It rang once more, then stopped. Then a voicemail. I played it. It was me, my voice, saying my full name. Then silence. Then a deep, wet-sounding exhale, like someone standing right next to the mic. I deleted it. The next morning, the box was gone. I didn't throw it out, didn't move it. It just wasn't there. I checked my hallway camera. reviewed the footage. Nothing. The box appeared in one frame, gone in the next, not carried away, not dragged, just cut from the footage. I tried to forget it, and for a week I did, until Friday, when a new package arrived. Same handwriting, same brown paper, inside a cassette tape. I don't own a cassette player, but at work we have one in the AV room. Old relic, still works. During my lunch break, I played it. White noise for about a minute, then static, then a voice. You're not supposed to know yet. I stopped the tape and rewound it. Except now, the voice said something different. Don't rewind me. I dropped it, left the room, didn't take the tape with me. That night, I dreamed of a door. Plain wooden, locked from the outside. Something pounding against it. Not begging to be let out, begging to be let in. The next day, my neighbor Greg from 5B knocked on my door. Said he got a strange package with my name on it. I opened it. It was empty, except for another note. He shouldn't have touched it. That night, I heard Greg screaming through the wall, then dragging sounds, then silence. When I checked the hallway the next morning, his door was open. Inside, no furniture, no clothes, just the faint smell of cardboard. Greg was never seen again. Management came by, said he must have left in the middle of the night, didn't notify anyone, didn't take anything. They gave me a strange look, asked me if I'd seen anything. I said no. They said they'd heard something, a voice late at night, saying a name over and over. My name. I moved. New apartment, new number, new city. No forwarding address, no contact. I thought it was over until last Tuesday. I came home from work, found a small brown package on my doorstep. No return address, no label, just 2 words. Last chance. Inside was a mirror. On the back, another note. Speak your name, free it, or it will speak for you. I haven't spoken since, but I hear it now, every night, in the static of my TV, in the hum of the fridge, in the whispers between dreams. It says my name like it owns me, and I think soon it will. Don't open packages you didn't order. Don't say your name out loud when you're alone. And if something knows your name, it means you've already invited it in. I used to work at a small grocery store called Nolan's Market, the kind of quiet neighborhood place where old ladies still pay in coins and everyone knows each other's coffee order. It was a weird little place. The floors always creaked like a haunted house. The old freezer groaned at night like it was alive, and the radio would randomly switch to static right around 3 a.m. every night. really thought anything of it. It was just Nollins. I worked the overnight shift, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Just me, the buzzing fluorescent lights, and the occasional late-night shopper looking for cigarettes or frozen pizza. I didn't mind it. It gave me time to think, time to be alone. But things changed on my last week there. It started with the security monitor. I was in the back office, stocking up receipt paper when the screen flickered. At first, I thought it was just interference that happened sometimes during storms. But the screen didn't go black. It changed. Instead of the usual grainy feed from the front register, it showed the loading dock. Only something was off. The camera was angled differently, lower. It looked like it was being held in someone's hand, and it was moving, slowly walking down the back hallway toward the freezer, step by step. Then it turned. The camera, whatever it was, turned to face the office door, my door. I stared at the screen and heard the softest knock once, then twice, then 3 times. I opened the door. Nothing was there. I went straight to the security console to rewind the footage. But it wasn't there. The feed jumped directly from 2:58 a.m. to 3:03 a.m. like someone had deleted 5 minutes. I asked my boss about it the next morning. He just laughed. "You're not the first to see weird stuff here," he said. "It's an old building." I asked if he'd ever seen someone on the monitors. He paused, then said, "If you see someone, don't let them in." That night, I came to work early, just to prove to myself that everything was normal. I brought snacks, downloaded a movie on my phone, and tried to ignore the way the lights kept flickering above aisle 3. Around 1:15 a.m., I saw a customer. He was tall, maybe 6'4", wearing a gray coat with the collar pulled high around his face. He stood completely still at the end of the canned goods aisle, staring down the row. I said hello. He didn't move. I walked toward him. My footsteps echoed in the quiet. When I turned the corner into the aisle, he was gone. No footsteps, no sound of the door opening, nothing. Just gone. I checked the cameras. No one was there. At 2 a.m., the radio began playing music I didn't recognize. Something low and slow, like a lullaby played on warped vinyl. It was coming from the walk-in freezer. I opened the door. The music stopped. Inside was completely dark, colder than usual. I stepped in just to be sure, thinking maybe someone left a phone playing music in there. But when I turned to leave, the door slammed shut behind me. I screamed. I pounded on the steel door, but no one came. Then, from behind the stacks of meat and plastic crates, I heard breathing. Not mine. Low, wet, animal breathing. It came closer. I couldn't see anything, but I swear something passed right in front of me, brushing the fabric of my jacket. Then it was gone. The door opened by itself. I ran back to the front of the store, locking every door behind me. I should have left. I should have just walked out and never gone back, but I didn't. I sat behind the counter and waited for dawn. At exactly 6:00 a.m., the lights flickered, the doors unlocked with a mechanical click, and everything felt normal, like nothing had happened. When I told my boss, he didn't look surprised. "You made it through the Wednesday shift," he said. "You're fine." That was the first time I realized something happens on Wednesdays. I asked him what he meant, but he walked away. So I watched. The next week, I stayed late again. Wednesday rolled around, and at 3:03 a.m., the same music played again. This time, I didn't go to the freezer. I went to the monitors. One screen was blank, just black, but I could hear the breathing, this time from the audio feed, closer than before. Then something new happened. The screen lit up, and I saw my own face staring back at me. Only it wasn't me. The reflection was wrong, the eyes too wide, the mouth slightly parted like it was mid-sentence. And then it said something. No audio, just subtitles at the bottom of the screen. "You're not supposed to be here." I backed away, turned off the monitors, and unplugged the system. The power didn't go out, but the image stayed. The next few nights were quiet. No music, no customers, no shadows, just silence. It almost felt normal again, until my final shift. It was raining hard that night. The kind of rain that makes the world look smeared and uncertain through the windows. I clocked in, did inventory, and waited. Around 2:45 a.m., the power cut. Emergency lights kicked in, and the soft red glow made the store look like it was underwater. I stood behind the counter and waited. At 3:00 a.m. on the dot, every product label in the store changed. Not physically, the names just looked wrong, like they were written in a language I almost recognized, like a dream you forget when you wake up. Then the phones rang. Not the store phone, my cell. My old cell, the one I hadn't used in 2 years. It had been broken since a car accident. I didn't even know where it was, but it was ringing. From the staff break room, I followed the sound. There it was, my old phone sitting on the table, its screen glowing with my name on it. I answered. A voice whispered, "You stayed too long." The lights went out completely. When they came back, everything was reversed. The aisles were mirrored. The signage was backward. Even the clock on the wall ticked counterclockwise. And there was someone behind the counter. It looked like me, but not quite. It smiled and said, "I'll take your shift now." I tried to leave, but the doors wouldn't open. I ran to the emergency exit. Locked. I grabbed a fire extinguisher and smashed the glass. Behind it was another door, the same one I had just tried. Every path I took led me back to the front of the store. And each time, the other me was standing there, waiting. I don't remember how I got out. I woke up in my bed, fully dressed, the next morning. My clock read 6:01 a.m., but when I looked out the window, I saw Nolan's Market. It was across the street, only it had been torn down a year ago, replaced by a coffee shop. But I saw it, the lights still on, my reflection still standing inside, watching, waiting, smiling. It started with a missed call. I was at work, half listening to a Zoom meeting while scrolling through emails when my phone buzzed beside me. Unknown number. No voicemail at first, just a single ring and nothing else. I didn't think much of it. Spam, maybe. But later that evening, I noticed I had a voicemail after all. There was no transcript, just audio. I played it. There was static at first, then a voice, my voice, whispering, "Don't go to work tomorrow." That was it. I laughed, thought maybe it was some prank recording or a weird butt dial that got scrambled through some app. But it didn't sound distorted. It sounded deliberate. And it was definitely me. I didn't tell anyone about it. Why would I? What would I even say? The next morning, I went to work anyway. Around 11:00 a.m., a guy from maintenance slipped on the loading dock and broke his arm. No big disaster, but it rattled me enough to go back and listen to the voicemail again. Same words, same tone. "Don't go to work tomorrow." I deleted it. The next message came 2 days later. Same number, same static, same voice. "Check the basement, behind the water heater." That one stopped me, because my apartment doesn't have a basement. It's a third-floor unit in a complex with communal laundry and storage. I ignored it, or I tried to. But later that night, I took out the trash and noticed a narrow door next to the boiler room in the far back corner of the building. One I'd never seen open before. It wasn't locked, just stuck. I had to yank hard to get it open. There was a short flight of concrete steps and a single bare bulb flickering at the bottom. I went down. Behind the water heater in the back was a small wooden box. Inside, a stack of Polaroids. They were pictures of me sleeping, eating, watching TV, all from high angles. One was from last night. I recognized the shirt I'd been wearing. There was a sticky note on the top photo. "Why aren't you listening?" I didn't sleep that night. I took the photos to the building manager the next morning. She brushed it off. "Probably just your ex. People do weird things after breakups." I hadn't had a relationship in over a year. The next voicemail came a week later. Same static, same voice. "Throw away your blue hoodie." The one with the stain on the sleeve. This time, I didn't argue. I tossed it in the chute. 2 days later, a news report popped up on my feed. Random mugging in my neighborhood. The victim. A man in a blue hoodie. Same time I usually walked home from the gym. Same route. The attacker hadn't taken anything. Just stabbed him and left. I stopped wearing headphones on walks after that. At some point, I started saving the voicemails, cataloging them, listening for patterns. Sometimes the messages were urgent, desperate. Lock your windows tonight. Don't answer the door at 2:14 a.m. She's not who she says she is. Don't trust the man in the gray suit. Other times they were quieter, sad. I miss when we used to feel okay. You used to laugh more. You stopped drawing. Why? They knew things no one could know. Private memories. Things I'd forgotten. Eventually, I stopped questioning if it was real. It was. I knew my own voice. But the messages changed. They became darker. You're running out of chances. It's almost here. You failed us. I started dreaming about a room. No windows, metal walls, fluorescent lights humming like flies. Every night I was there, sitting across from myself. Older, paler, gaunt. He never blinked, just stared. Sometimes he mouthed words I couldn't hear. Sometimes he cried. I tried to leave my phone off at night. Tried deleting the number. But it always came back. Always found me. One night, I woke up to find my phone recording. The voice memo app was open. My voice whispering, "Please stop this. I don't want to be you." I threw the phone against the wall, shattered the screen, didn't fix it for days, just lived offline. But the messages didn't stop. I started getting them through the TV, through the smart speaker in the kitchen, once even on my microwave display. HES inside. I ripped the thing out of the wall. The last voicemail I got was different. No static, just silence, then breathing, then this. Tonight, 3:12 a.m., you'll have a choice. One of us has to die. You know that now. You decide. I stayed awake that night, sitting in the living room with every light on. At exactly 3:12 a.m., the lights went out, and I saw him, May, standing in the hallway. Same clothes, same scar on my lip, same crooked pinky finger, but not quite right. His eyes were too flat, too tired, like whatever was inside had been there too long. He stepped forward, and I understood. It wasn't that I was getting warnings from the future. It was that something had taken root in time, a loop, maybe, or a split. And this version of me had been stuck there, trying to steer things, trying to change the outcome, and it wasn't working. I don't know what I chose that night, because when I woke up, the apartment was quiet. My phone was gone. So were the Polaroids, the box, the messages, everything, like it had never happened. But every now and then, my smart speaker lights up for no reason. Blue ring glowing, listening, and once, just once, I heard it whisper, "You chose wrong."